Hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Thank you for all joining us for this crowdcast about Safe from Harm Anti-Bullying Toolkit. We will start in a few minutes. As we're working on different platforms, we just need a couple of minutes to make sure everything is connected. So thanks a lot for joining us, and we will start in literally 2 minutes. I see people from different places, from Mauritius, from Philippines, from Australia. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We're really excited. Hi, people from Hong Kong, Nepal. This is really exciting. People from all over the world. We're super happy to meet you all, guys. Hi, Vincent. Okay. So 1 more minute, and then we will start. If you want to share with us where you're from, we're super happy to hear where are people. Okay, I see people from Belgium, from Brazil, from Switzerland. Hi, Thais. Okay, let's start. So welcome, everyone. My name is Pauline. I am a junior manager at the World Scout Bureau working on adults development. And I have the great honor to be a co-facilitator with Monica. Monica, do you want to introduce yourself quickly?
Yes, hi, I'm Monica. I'm from Poland. I'm part of Safe from Harm team on a world level.
So I'm very lucky to have Monica as also a very nice colleague in our units. I want to thank you all for joining us, regardless what time it is for you in the world. And I would like also to say hi to all our friends who are joining us from Facebook Live. Thank you all for being here with us. It's really a pleasure to have you all. Just a friendly reminder before we start, if you have any questions at any point, you have a little ask a question button on the bottom of your screen, so you can just click there and you will be able to ask your questions. And then we will go back to these questions at the end of the session so that we can answer to your questions. We will do our best to answer, at least. Also the same, I don't know if you saw, but there's a poll button where we have a few questions for you. So if you want to quickly answer to our polls, it will be useful for the session, and we will use these questions during the session. I think I'm done with the logistics part, so I'd like to hand the discussion now to Monica.
Okay, so today we all gathered from all over the world to talk about our Safe from Harm Anti-Bullying Toolkit. So the toolkit that represents different materials and workshops to help you to work on the topic of anti-bullying within your units. So we are targeting these workshops and this session towards leaders to hear about more how to work with young scouts and rovers, of course. So let's move to the content part then. What is Safe from Harm, and why did we started the topic of anti-bullying from the beginning? So our goal as a World Scouting is to make our environment safe everywhere at any time. So it doesn't matter if it's happening during the units meetings or is it happening somewhere at home. We are making sure that all scouts all over the world are safe. And it is our responsibility as leaders, but as well as colleagues within the scouting, to create a safe environment to help them develop in a very nice environment. So what we need to remember that is the responsibility of all of us. And Safe from Harm is a program, is a whole name for taking care of all scouts to keep safe and to make support for you as leaders and for other scouts, including youth.
Okay, so Cynthia, can you go to the next slide, please? Thank you very much. A little shout out to Cynthia, who is supporting us tonight. You can't see her, but she's there. So thank you very much, Cynthia. Okay, so now that Monica explained to you a little bit what is Safe from Harm and why it is important in scouting, I would like to introduce a little bit our toolkits. So this toolkit is the first toolkit that is targeting leaders to support them, to empower young people and allow them to become actors to fight bullying. This toolkit is also the first one that will be in a frame of different tools that are targeted to young people and that will talk about safe from harm topics that young people face in their everyday lives. And it will allow them to be more empowered and more prepared and to have also a safe space to talk about it. So it's very important. Also, I don't know if you all know, but this toolkit is a little bit special because he was endorsed and supported by the UN Special Representative of the Secretary General on violence against children. She met us at the Jamboree this summer, and she was very, very excited about the work Scouts do on youth protection and on safe from harm. So she asked us to be a direct support, and she endorsed, so she saw the toolkit, she's very excited about it, and she is supporting it officially. So that's something we're very lucky about and very honored to have her supporting us on this. So just a little reminder before we move on to the content of the toolkit. You know that you can find this anti-bullying toolkit on the Safe From Harm page, so scout.org/safefromharm, or also on the service platform. So we have a WOSM service platform, and there is one service that is called Safe From Harm, and in the resources, you will find this toolkit. So Monica, back to you for, I think, a couple of questions now.
Exactly. So we first want to have some feedback from your side before we go into the details of the workshops within the toolkit. Can you all go to the polls? And I will ask to give another slide. Okay, you have already answered some of the questions. Yes, so have you ever talked about bullying in your unit? If you haven't yet answered the polls that are at the bottom of your screen, please do it now. We will wait for a couple more seconds. So above 60%, oh, now it's getting lower. 50% of people were talking and with their scouts and units about bullying. So this topic is not probably as popular as we want to, but it's something that makes them safe, and it's important to talk about it and not avoid the topic. I know it might be difficult to talk about it because then we are challenging all the questions that are getting difficult and we sometimes don't have answer, but it's important to still acknowledge that it might be happening. It is the first step to keep them safe. Okay, so we have around 60 people who were talking in their units about bullying. And let's move now to the second question. Did you already download it and use this toolkit? Okay, so only 20%. So important part is not only to download it and have it on your folder and on your computer, but actually use it. So the part about using the toolkit is the most important here. Okay, so 80% of the viewers and of the voters, still not many of you voted. Please go to the polls and maybe give us some more votes and statistics. So not all, only 15 votes for not using, 4 votes for using. So those 4 people who use the toolkit will be very important for us later on as well for some feedback. Okay, Pauline, I think we have now some overview how our viewers are, how much they know about bullying in case of just talking with them in the unit and how much do they know about toolkit. So we can move forward to let you know more details about the toolkit itself so that we hope, encourage you to actually use it.
Exactly, Monica. Thank you. So Cynthia, can you move to the next slide, please? So that was the question. So the next slide. Perfect. Thank you very much. So now that we know a little bit that most of you didn't actually download the toolkit, it's going to be good because we will be able to explain to you a little bit what is the toolkit about and what is the content that you can use. So the toolkit is targeted first to adult leaders, rovers, and trainers, because the goal is, of course, that we're talking about a topic that is not easy. So we don't want our scouts to be on their own on this. So we encourage adults to bring up this topic with a fun activity, but still being able to facilitate and create a safe space on this topic for young people. What is now the content of this toolkit? So you will find some things to better understand what is safe from harm and what is bullying with a few definitions. You will also find learning objectives that come from UNESCO that are linked to the SDGs. So you will be able to see what SDGs we are working towards when we are using this toolkit. Then you will find a lot of fun workshops, because that's the most important part of the toolkit. And then you will find also some printing materials at the end, which is some things you can directly print and use that kind of summarize what we are talking about in the toolkit and what can young people do to become actors of safe from harm. Where can you use this toolkit? You can use it in your scout group at any level. You can use it for the Cubs, the Scouts, the Ventures, or the Rovers. You need to know that in each workshop, you will find a section where the age section is precise if there is something specific and it's not only for all age sections. And then when can you do this? You can do this during a scout meeting, during a summer camp, or doing any scouting activities because there is no special moment to talk about bullying. It can be something that comes from a discussion with your scouts, or it can just be at any time. So now, Monica, can you explain us a little bit how the toolkit looks, what is bullying exactly? But first,
yes.
Can we maybe ask our friends who are all over the world here to tell us what do you guys think bullying is? If you had to summarize bullying in a sentence or in
your own words.
In your own words, exactly. Could you please share with us on the chats what is bullying for you? So we will give you a few seconds to write something down. Don't be shy. Just, yeah, for you, what is exactly bullying?
Yeah, it can be something that some words that you find as a synonyms to the bullying as well.
Exactly.
Because it might sound obvious, but your definition is not covering all of things.
Exactly.
Harming someone. Yes, bullying is when people judge other people. Exactly. Pointing out different characteristics of others as if they were negative and making them uncomfortable about it. Yes, dominating. Talking in a bad way. Harm or intimidate. Yes.
Okay.
Comparing. Seek to harm, intimidating. For me, bullying can be in any way that can harm other people physically or psychologically. Yes. That violates the rights of others. Use of force. Intimidating. Yes, so let's move on to the description, like formal description that we need to just hear and be sure that we're covering all the aspects. Cynthia, if you could just move the slide, it will be easier for everyone to understand. Yes, so bullying is a form of violence where a person is exposed repeatedly and over time to negative actions such as injury and discomfort imposed by one person or a group of people onto another. Bullying often describes a form of harassment perpetrated by an abuser that is in a physically and socially superior position of power. So this is exactly what you have been saying in the chat. And to remember, we can name a few types of bullying and verbal bullying, which is obvious, of course. Then we have social bullying that is as well called psychological bullying when it comes to intimidating that you were writing about. Physical bullying when it means about physical harm that we're doing to another person. And very important today, cyberbullying. Please don't forget about that part because of the circumstances that we are now. Cyberbullying is a huge threat as well. So don't forget that we need to talk about our scouts as well. So it's not only about bullying face-to-face, but it's as well about something that will be happening online. And now we need to be especially afraid of that. So what we can do to keep our scouts from bullying, this is inside our toolkit. So go finally to see how it looks inside.
Okay, Monica, are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We don't see you, but we can hear you, and that's the most
important. That's good. So that's not important. The important part is to hear me. And so, Pauline, you can move to the next slide about workshops. What is the content of workshops inside? And meantime, I will try to come back with my vision.
Okay, perfect. So moving now to the workshop. Cynthia, next slide, please. So now we want to a little bit understand, now that we understand the first part of the toolkit, which is going to be a little bit about learning what is bullying, learning what is happening. Now we want to learn about the workshops. So the workshops are hands-on activities that you can use with your units. We're going to talk just quickly about what are the workshops that you will be able to find, and then we will move to the content of the workshop. So we have 6 workshops in our toolkits. The first one is called Why Are People Bullying? So this one is made to understand a little bit the different reason why people bully in order to know how to better prevent it for Scouts. The second one is nonviolent communication training. So this is just very simple to allow our Scouts to be able to solve a conflict through nonviolent communication. Then the third one is called the bucket of water, and it's really made to increase self-esteem. I'm sure it's going to raise a little bit your curiosity, so I highly encourage you to go check it out. The fourth one is about reprogramming your stress. So it is what is said, supposed to help Scouts to be able to understand what stresses them in life, and then being able to find small solutions to make this stress less because they're able to anticipate more. The fifth one is called the Catchy campaign, and the idea is to write a simple sentence to stand up against bullying. And so this one was actually done in the Betterwood tent in the Jamboree. So for those who walked around, you might have seen more than 800 sentences from Scouts all over the world who took part in this activity. And then the last one is the puzzle of trust. So this is really more to allow the Scouts to understand how it feels when something bothers you and how you can support others that feel that way. So this is really like peer-to-peer support and mediation. And of course, what is very important in these workshops is that you will always have an activity part or a game or something hands-on to do, and then you will have a reflection moment that is more a discussion or a feedback on how the Scouts felt, and that's the moment where you will be able to find a common solution on, okay, what can I do at my level, me as a Scout, but also as an everyday life person, what can I do? So now I think Monica is going to be able to explain to us how does actually a workshop look like in our toolkit, right?
Yes. So if we can move to another slide. Yes. Okay. So this is the overview of the workshops, how they look inside the toolkit. Some of you are asking already how to work with the workshops and how to do them offline or online. The workshops we are talking now about are offline, so in a real meeting with your Scouts, and they are telling you how to prepare to do the workshops exactly step by step. So on the first page, you will always see 5 sections. First section, the most important one, tells you about the goals of the workshops. So just check up is something that you want to do with your Scouts now, and it's aligned with their individual needs in your unit. You have goals that concerns you as a leader, and you have goals that concerns your Scouts. Then, of course, we are talking which SDGs they are attached to, because all of the workshops are connected to SDGs, because we are constantly supporting sustainable development. And then some practical details. You will see to which age section the workshops fits the best, how much time it will take, and what do you need to prepare in terms of materials before the workshops. Then the second part is step-by-step instructions, what to do with your Scouts. So for each workshop, you have the whole scenario, how to work on, and additionally, at the end of the toolkit, you have materials. And Pauline, could you tell more about the materials, supporting materials at the end of the toolkit?
Yes, definitely. So can we move to the next slide, please? Thank you. So exactly. So what Monica was explaining is that in each workshop, there might be just the workshop to do, or there might be some additional stuff that is needed. You will find that at the end of the workshop. But then at the very end, there is some printing materials that are hands-on that summarize the important information of the toolkit a scout needs to become an actor of safe from harm and an actor against bullying. So this is one example. There are a lot of others. But for example, the anti-bullying pledge. So this is very simple. It's a little pledge that is drafted already that you can print for all your scouts. And you ask them if this fits them, if they understand, if they agree. And if it's the case, they will sign it. And you can maybe put it in your local group hall or wherever you want that you know it will be remembered by the scouts. You can also inspire yourself from this idea, but think, okay, we want to involve our scouts more, so we're going to ask them to write the content of the pledge, because maybe there are some things that are very important for your unit or for your country or for your reality that is not there, because this one is a little more general. So don't hesitate to make this yours, and then, of course, to ask everyone to sign it and to respect it. So now, Monica, I think we have a little surprise, right?
Yes, exactly. Our anti-bullying toolkit was used as well by Malaysian scouts. So they have tested the anti-bullying toolkit before we released the whole publication to check how it works, what is understandable, what we would need to improve, and does it really make an impact, and we achieve the goals we wanted to have. So our Malaysian scouts tested for us, and we have already some questions for them, how it worked and which workshops did they use. And we will now try to ask online. We will see if it works. We will ask now Vincent, who was the leader of the group for the anti-bullying toolkit, and how it went with the scouts. Vincent, are you with us already?
I think it might take a few seconds for him to
Yes, it might take, yeah, from the technical reasons, it will take a few seconds to bring him on. I think it will be the best to listen directly from the person who was doing that. It will be not only our statement, and because for sure we would not be very objective in that, but you will hear now proper testimony of how the anti-bullying toolkit worked.
So Monica, if you want, I can give a very short background on how this happens.
Yes, please.
So the content of the Vincent is here. Perfect. Yes. Hi, Vincent. Nice to see you.
Okay, but please, Pauline, finish the sentence about how it worked.
So definitely. So what happened is, because we were going to do all these workshops at the Jamboree, we wanted also to have inputs from scouts before actually doing it at the Jamboree. And so what happened is we went to the Malaysian scouts to ask them, how do you feel about testing and doing a real session on this topic with us? And they, of course, accepted, so that was great. And they tested a few parts of the kits, sorry, with a bunch. We were like 40 scouts, and we had their feedback, and they gave us some comments to improve. And this is the first step of the creation of the anti-bullying. So from what I hear, yes, it might be complicated for Vincent to connect.
No.
Is it working?
You are with us, yes. So we will try to ask you a few questions, and I would like first to start, which workshops did you do from our toolkit? Can you hear us? And can you say something? Mm-hmm.
Is it working? I think we're all on internet right now because of being.
Yeah, you can hear us. We would like to hear you now. So let's try one more time. If it will not work, maybe we'll come back to the questions for you. You are speaking, yes, but you are not online with us here.
Okay. I think we can try one more time, or...
Okay.
Let's move on, and we will try to bring Vincent maybe at the end of the broadcast again to see if it's working. Okay, I see Monica is also gone. So I think this is the problem with live, and also all these people connected in internet on these special times. So that's completely fine. I'm still there. So what we will do is, Cynthia, can you bring the PowerPoint back, please? And we will start to move on to questions. So I would like first to ask you, hi Vincent.
Hello.
Is it going to work this time?
Yes, I think it's working good.
Okay, do you hear me? Perfect.
Yay.
Thank you for being with us. It's really, really nice.
Yep.
We really appreciate that you're taking your time late at night in Malaysia to answer our questions. So I'm going to start with the first question that we would like to ask to you. It's what workshop did your scouts do with us in June?
Okay, so back in June 2019, we were very fortunate that wisdom came down to earth. We were involved in this reprogramming your stress. Why do people bully? And also the non-violent communication training.
Okay, so you did these 3 workshops that are actually in the toolkit. So that was really great.
Yep.
So how did your scouts feel about these workshops?
I think for a start, having trainers from wisdom was a change for them. It's very seldom that we get this kind of thing. And most of them enjoyed the training as it was very interesting and interactive. Besides that, it was something new to them. It's a topic that they never thought they would do in scouting, actually.
Okay. So were they surprised, or was it okay for them to still talk about this topic? Or
they were surprised, and they do talk about it every now and then.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was the impact for your scouts of the training? Did it change anything in their reflection or in their actions after that?
Well, I think it was mixed feelings for them because in Malaysia, the way we are brought up is different, right? So they are aware and glad that they have this opportunity to look into anti-bullying in a different perspective. You know, in schoolings, they do essay writings, you know, how to not bully, what's bad about bullying and all. But they've never done it in a way where, you know, in this firsthand, I mean, they do share their experience in a group back then in the workshop.
Yeah.
So they shared their firsthand experience, or they shared stories that from other people. Even some of them shared their darkest secret. But yeah, for this workshop, we actually gave them the know-how and confidence to approach people, to confront when they see anti-bullying, when they see people bullying. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks a lot for sharing. Do you feel that it changed something in their perception, and do you think now they're more careful about it in school, not especially in scouting, but everywhere?
Yes, definitely. Now they are more cautious and more attentive to their situation and their environment around them. We do hear that they do bring up stories, they do bring up incidents where bullying is happening, and they will actually go up to them and tell them that it's not cool. Yeah.
Okay, so they really now feel able to stand up against that. So that's great.
But that's for some of them. Some of them still feels that it's a bit hard to confront due to the fear that, you know, they might get the repercussion for standing up.
Of course, of course. So do you want to give an overall, so now you as a leader, how did you feel about this thing we had together? And would you do it again with your scouts, with other scouts?
Yes, definitely. Definitely, we will do it all over again. Currently, we are actually framing up a Safe from Harm that will be done nationally. Previously, the workshop was done only for a group of 40 in a certain district. But now at the national level, we are actually framing up that we will be doing it throughout the whole Malaysia, not only for the kids, but also for the adults as well.
Wow, that's very impressive. Thank you very much for sharing this with us, Vincent. It's a great news for us to hear also this.
Yep, you're welcome.
Do you have anything else you want to add and share?
I think that's all for me. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate your time. And yeah, keep us posted with all these evolutions for Safe from Harm in Malaysia, okay?
Okay, sure.
Thank you, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you very much to all. I don't know if you hear me still. I hope you do. Ah, yeah, you do. So Cynthia, could we move to the next slide, please? And the one after? Thank you very much. Okay, so now that we talked a lot, it's going to be also your turn to share. We would like to ask you a few questions so we can hear a little bit from you on the chats. So we invite you to answer the question on the chat on the site. And then, of course, I will open the floor, and I hope Monica will come back. I will open the floor to questions.
I'm back.
Oh, no, who's back? We will open the floor for questions. So if you have questions, don't forget to write them on the Ask a Question button. So, Monica, you want to ask the first question?
Yes, of course. So I will start with the questions that we have in our question poll, so that you will feel that we answered all your questions. We have as well some for you, but let's start. So the most popular question is how we can encourage the youth and adults to be prepared for Safe from Harm. Of course, this is the why we are all here and why the Safe from Harm exists. So probably it will be not very unexpected answer, but educate, educate, and one more time, educate. The more we are talking about it, the more we are acknowledging that it might happen as well in the scouting environment, the more they will feel safe and open to stand up. So when they will feel that something might happen and they have tools, what to do, where is the line, where is the balance, what are the borders of the behavior they can accept and which behavior is not accepted, then they will feel much safe. It's like in upbringing children. When they know what to do and what not to do, they have basic instructions. It's much easier for them to know how to act. So one more time, please don't avoid the topic. It is a difficult topic. It's fine not to know all the answers when it comes to that topic, because sometimes we just simply don't know and they are beyond our knowledge, and we are not specialists in that. But just making sure and aware all of scouts that they can speak out about it. And then you are here to listen, and just in case you can just ask for help from somewhere outside. It's what makes it very beneficial and makes them encouraged to feel safe, and you make everything you can do on the leader's side. So I hope this somehow answers the question. Do we want to move to the next question?
Yes, sure. So I see a question on what is the difference between direct and indirect bullying. So this is exactly what the toolkit is for. You can find this kind of answers in the toolkit. Of course, when we talk about direct bullying, we talk about, for example, two kids in school. One is bullying another physically or face-to-face. Indirect bullying is very often, unfortunately, on social media or through the internet, spreading rumors, humiliating someone. This is what we consider as indirect bullying, which means that it's not going to be face-to-face, but it's still hurting. Talking about that, in these special times, it's very important to also take into consideration indirect bullying, because unfortunately some kids will be affected by this in these moments where we're only connected on internet. Monica, do you want to go for the next question?
Yes, of course. Okay, so question that appeared in the chat. What do you think is the role of scouting to address the bullying issue in times of coronavirus? So this is something that we are all living now on a daily basis. And besides, again, educating and informing from the World Scouting, I think the thing that I was referring before, cyberbullying, we are all getting online right now, and all our conversations are happening online. So we need to ensure our scouts and youth that they know, again, where is the line that shouldn't be crossed and what is dangerous when it comes to online conversation and being online. Something that probably is a bit beside of anti-bullying, bullying is our mental health as well connected to that. But that's the whole different topic that we could have another crowdcast about. But it's as well part of being safe from harm in scouting.
Exactly.
So again, please remember about it, and you can have as well before Jota and Jota, that will be happening in 2 weeks, or 3 weeks, yeah. You will have as well, your scouts will have opportunity to take part in a learning that is about cyberbullying. So that's one exact example what to do and how to approach and address that topic to your young scouts. So you can encourage them to take the Jota Joti sessions and go through the learning about cyberbullying. This will be your first step to do it. Okay, so I think we lost Pauline. Or Pauline, you are with us? You are.
I'm here.
The video. Okay, so I'm passing you. I'm giving you the next question.
Yeah, sure. So can we deliver these workshops for non-scouts too? As I think our community needs this too, and it's part of our role. So this is definitely a workshop that works for anyone. I completely agree. You don't need to be a scout to do a workshop. And these workshops are really targeting the question of bullying. It's framed for scouts, but of course, go ahead and do it with kids around you. If you have the opportunity to work with other kids, this is definitely something you can do. It has been done, for example, the nonviolent communication training has been done with non-scouts for a couple of years already, and it's working very well. So I highly encourage you to go check it out and to use it, of course, and spread the word around you about this kit. As I told you, we have partners that are working in the NGO community regarding violence against children and who are also spreading the word about this toolkit. So don't hesitate to use it in a broader audience that only scouts. Monica, you want to go for the next question?
Yes. So we are taking the questions that are the most popular in the poll. So, oh, now it changed. Okay. How we can approach our community on the issue of bullying. So I think the question before answered that as well, that you can go out with the workshops, with anti-bullying workshops outside to your community and encourage them to take part in that, make some campaigns and promotions. So I would now move to another question, why people bully. Why people bully? This is something that we want to all know. Why sometimes people are hurting other people, and of course, thousands of psychologists is trying to answer that question, and probably will never know why it's happening. But there are a few theories. One of them, it's because they are afraid, and this is their reaction. So they are attacking to defend themselves, or they are just fulfilling some of their needs that they haven't been fulfilled in other areas. And they just want to feel better, superior, and relieved sometimes because of that. And they just simply want to use people who find weaker than they are. And that's why it is happening. But it's a very individual situation, individual circumstances and personality. So probably we will never have the answer exactly why is it happening. We just know that it happens, and we just need to provide information and reaction when it is happening so that they know what they are doing is not accepted, because this is as well one part of the problem. Sometimes people just don't know they are bullying, that what they are saying, this verbal bullying, which is not so visible as physical and so obvious, sometimes they just need to be told, this is bullying, this is where you're crossing the line. Okay, Pauline?
Okay, so I think you also answered the question that is next, which is, as leaders, how to confront bully, especially at young age. So I'm just going to go very quickly on this. As Monica just said, there are reasons for being a bully, and unfortunately, it can happen to anyone. So the confrontation is more about trying to understand what is behind that and the why of the question. Of course, if it's someone who is a scout under who you are responsible of, you will maybe able to have this conversation. Don't attack this young person. Just ask him and question his behavior to try to understand what is behind. I highly encourage you to take this conversation maybe with another adult, because sometimes we get emotional about these questions. But there is no good receipt. Otherwise, there would not be bullying anymore in the world. So yeah, I think the most important is to ask and try to understand what is behind this behavior.
But as well, I will just add, Pauline, remember just to be safe in all of that situation. Your safety is the most important. So first make sure that you're in safe, directly safe environment, and that you have someone with you to support you. And then you can address the questions so that you are not in danger, because also, well, it depends on the type of bully.
Exactly. Monica, do you want to go for a next question?
Yeah, I think we could just use now one of our questions that we have for the public, because we would like to have some feedback from you as well. So you have seen an overview of the anti-bullying toolkit, and our question would be, are you encouraged to use it? Are you happy what you heard, and you feel motivated to use it with your unit? Is it something that fulfills your needs?
So you can answer on the chat.
So we would like to hear on the chat. Yes, exactly. Because we need to know if this is something that is helpful for you as well when it comes to the format.
Exactly. So don't hesitate to tell us. Okay.
Very good. Okay, motivated and encouraged to share. Thank you, especially from the IC. That's a good thing to hear. Okay, there is a need of others. Okay, very good. We need to know that, because then we will know to what work on.
Okay, don't hesitate to share more if you want to share more. Okay, it's really simple and easy to use. Thank you. We're happy. That was the goal, to make it very simple. Yes, from the way it is discussed, it's very helpful. It would be very helpful. Great.
Okay, good. Can
we ask another question to you guys very quickly? I would like to know, which of the workshop would you like to use first with your local group? If you were going to have a scout meeting next week or the week after, which one of the workshop would you like to try first? If for those who saw the toolkits, if you want to share on the chat, maybe it would be nice. Okay, the bucket of water. Very good choice. Anyone else wants to share? Maybe it's a little complicated question, I'm aware. They're all good, right? Okay, the bucket of water too.
It has a fancy title, I think, that's as well the clue for that.
Okay, I see also, the catchy campaign. I see a question about translation. That's a very good question that we can answer. So actually, the Anti-Bullying Toolkit is now available also in French. It was published last week in French. We are working on the other translations to have it in the 5 WOSM languages. So it will come, but as you all know, we are under a very different situation right now. So it might take a little time to work on it, but yeah, we are working on it. Okay. Monica, should we do maybe answer 1 or 2 more questions and then?
Exactly. I would suggest that we please vote in the ask a question section, so that we know which questions are the most important for you, because so now we have 13 questions and we will not be able to go through all of them, but please click on those that you feel are the most important and crucial for you, and then we will try to answer them. So we will give you some time to click on them and read them. So we have already answered the one that have 3 votes. So this one is not in the competition. Okay, yeah, it's okay. So we have 2 questions that are the most popular. Still waiting for maybe 3rd question to answer.
Monica, okay. Maybe you can go ahead, with the first one. And
so first one for sure will be the one that we will answer, but please keep on voting on the question so that we will know which ones are the most important for you. So, a long question. Bullying has been an issue for a period of time. how we can ensure that this drive advocacy is very much effective compared to other anti-bullying campaigns. What makes this drive different? Greetings from Tacloban City Council. Okay, thank you for that question. And to be honest, it's very difficult to ensure that this will be more effective than others. We are now suggesting a bunch of tools that will add to everything you are doing with your scouts. So what we think is important is, again, something that you are repeatedly working on that topic. Of course, it needs to be in a quality level and done in a very prepared way, so that you are prepared for the question of your scouts. But it's more about remembering about talking about it, rather than making something more effective than other. We never know what will be effective, what will be catched by the group of people. It depends on the age section. It depends on the country. It depends on the unit. How is it working? Do they feel safe, or on the contrary? What are the backgrounds they are from? So all that aspects needs to be taken into account. There is nothing universal that will be suited for all groups of scouts or just non-scouts that will be effective. So I think that as everything we are doing with our activities and units, you need to just check on your individual needs of your scouts and people around you in society, and then adjust it. And this was, I think, is the biggest factor for success of the campaigns. So our proposal are those, and you always need to adjust it to your own environment. I hope it was somehow helpful.
Yeah, I think it was, Monica. Thanks a lot for that. It was a really good answer. I think we're going to go with one more question, and we will not lose all your questions. All these questions are here. We will be able to answer them, but we want to be mindful of time. It's getting late in some places in the world, so we would like to finish with one last question that I will answer. The one, because we have a lot of people from Facebook here too who are following us. Thanks a lot, guys. So the one from Red One via Facebook. What should we do to get protected from any kinds of online harm? So this is a very good question, and it's very relevant regarding the period we're in, where a lot of scouts are connecting to internet on their own. And what we are doing right now, I don't know if you heard, is a special edition of the Jamboree on the Internet, JOTI. It will happen from April 3rd to April 5th. And it will be for all scouts around the world to allow them to connect together and continue scouting in these specific periods. We will have an e-learning on online dangers and security that will be offered to everyone who wants to take it in the coming weeks. So this is maybe the first step. It's once the e-learning is out, taking the e-learning, encouraging your scouts to take it. And also during the JOTI edition, we will have a lot of different topics related to safe from harm, on how to be protected online, how to feel safe, how to not feel isolated too much also at home. So I think this is our best answer for now. And of course, if you have any ideas to share with us about this while we are in the preparation of this JOTI, I highly encourage you to share it with us. Mm-hmm. Monica, do you want to add anything on this?
Yes, I think that, again, I'm repeating myself, but it's really don't be discouraged by that. Talk with your scouts about it. Ask them, let them know that you are here. So if they, for any reason, feel that something is happening wrong, they can contact you and ask you the question, is that fine? Is that okay? And make a reporting like solution, so that they know who to call, when to call, what's the step-by-step reporting process, so that they know if something is going wrong, they have someone to check on. So I think this is what the first basic step we are always doing to keep everyone safe, so that they know to whom to refer to. So yeah. This is something we can easily start with.
Agreed. Okay.
Yes, so thank you very much for all your questions and for being here with us. We are very happy to see that we are 124 people on the Crowdcast. This is probably our most successful Crowdcast so far. So thank you for being with us and listening to a difficult topic that we are touching now. And we are aware it is something that you would like to talk more and more in details. We will try to do our best to expand the area of safe from harm and give you some tools. But please remember as well that the big part and responsibility is on you, on leaders, how you are working with your safe environment. So thank you one more time and stay safe. Thank you all the viewers from Facebook and from the Crowdcast. And please remember to follow the rules of staying healthy.
And thank you, Cynthia, for supporting us on the background. We don't see you, but thank you very much. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.